You know what? It slipped my. That's another thing that just slipped my mind. Wow, why didn't I think of that earlier? No, we haven't. But you know what? You can't do that. You cannot have anybody that's not myself, Townsend, Roberts, or Howard work with any of your guys at any time. So yeah, it's against the rules. So no, we have not. And Greg was obviously a terrific free throw shooter and athlete during his tenure here. And I would bet money on this. I would bet that Greg still to this day is a better free throw shooter than Udoka. You know, if you notice it, Doak shoots them better away from home. Doak is like 60% away from home, and now in Fieldhouse he's shooting 20. I think he gets nervous now in Fieldhouse because he thinks that 16,000 people are all holding their breath for a minute.
That's true.
Yes.
When you have shoot free throws after practice, Doak made 7 straight when he was out there just shooting free throws. You put him on the spot at the end of practice and said, before you can go, you have to make 2 in a row, Doak.
If everybody watching.
Yeah, with all of us watching, and everyone else got to leave the court with him.
Mm-hmm.
It took him 10 tries to make 2 in a row. So, are you working with a psychologist?
Are these fans? Actually, Scott Ward, Scooter, got his doctorate in sports psychology from the university, and we hired him to be our academic person, and he's no longer in that role. He is in a role where he's actually one of our sports psychologists, and Doak has been meeting with Scooter and everything. So I think if that doesn't work, we're just going to hypnotize him.
You've got a new strength and conditioning coach. Can you give some comments about that? And does Greg work with him too?
Greg Hurley, this is your wife. His name is Ramsey Nigel, and he came from the Sacramento Kings. He's the youngest head strength coach in the NBA. I talked to several, but the person I relied on the most was the president of the NBA Strength Coaches Association, which everybody's got an association, I guess. And he thought, hands down, he was one of the 5 best strength coaches, not young strength coaches, one of the 5 best in the NBA. And so, fortunately for us, his situation in Sacramento wasn't bad, but it wasn't as rock solid, and we were able to sneak in there and get it. He's terrific. You know, we lost terrific, but we also gained terrific. And so many times, I think this personally, I actually think turnover is good. I think within our staff, you know, whenever you have somebody that's able to leave to go to another spot, it allows you an opportunity to hire deficiencies. And I'll give you a real example. Like my next hire, if anybody leaves, will be energy, will be youth. Because, you know, the one thing about it, the kids are staying the same age, and we're getting older. And so, you know, you're at a place for 17 years, and Kurt's been with me for 16, and Norm's been with me the whole time. Even though I still look at them as great, you need something else. You need to address deficiencies, and that's one thing that Jerence brings is that youthful energy. And so I think you always try to address that, and in Ramsey, we were able to do that as well. So I think it's fabulous. Fabulous. So. Yes, sir.
When you played Colorado coming in, did you think you defended them that well?
It's a great question. And aren't you supposed to be in script? I wish I had your parents. You know what? I didn't think we would. I probably didn't think we would, but it was a good matchup for us, if you follow it, because except when they put that tall white guy in 23, their big guy couldn't stretch it, and so that allowed Doak to help everybody. And the teams that'll give us the most problems is when they have somebody in there that can stretch it where Doak can't help everybody. But so they kind of play to our strengths a little bit because of their personnel. That's a good question. Yeah, over there.
How is Jalen Wilson coming along?
He's doing great. They told me the other day that he's well beyond what they thought he would be as far as movement and that kind of stuff. And so I said, does that mean he's going to come back quicker? And he said, no. It still takes 6 months for the bone to heal, according to what they tell me. But we do think we can have him on the court practicing hopefully by the first third of January, which probably still won't mean he'll play this year, but he's doing well. Thanks for asking. Yes.
Can you give an analyzation of the Big 12 going into the Big 12?
Yeah, I haven't seen everybody play yet. I would say, to me, the most impressive team so far has been Baylor. You know, them beating Villanova the way they did, I thought was very impressive, and they just beat Arizona. To me, that they're the most impressive. Excuse me. West Virginia was undefeated going into the last game, and then they lost a road game this weekend, so they only have one loss. You look at Iowa State last night, who I thought was, you know, they've only been okay so far. Well, they beat Seton Hall at home, which was obviously, you know, a top 15 or 18 win, whatever Seton Hall was. I think Tech is off to a rough start, but Tech is missing their best players, so they're going to be fine. TCU's only got one loss, I believe. Texas is 8-1 or 9-1. And they had a great win at Purdue, the same Purdue team that beats Virginia by 25. So I think it's going to be parity across the board. We'll be in the game as long as we're probably able to stay healthy, and you got to protect home court. If you win at home, it's such an advantage, because now all you got to do is split on the road, and you can win a league, and that's the formula to win it, and that's why we've been pretty good at it. But I think it's a really good league, and I don't think it's going to take a step backwards. You're going to have 3 or 4 teams that have a chance to go deep, no question. Yeah, in the back. Excuse me. Oh, Mackey. What happened with Isaac McBride? Yeah, he quit. Next question. He actually, believe it or not, was pretty homesick, and I love the kid. I hated this one that happened. He wasn't going to play a lot, and I think he saw that he wasn't going to play a lot. And I told him, we recruited you to be a backup, you know, at least for a year or two. We told you that. He's like going, yeah, I know, but I didn't ever really believe that. And then he has to guard Devon, and it became a little bit evident. So I think it was a mistake on his part. I really do. But he's going to transfer to Vanderbilt. Obviously, he's a good student, and hopefully he'll do really well there. We should pull for him. He's a great kid. Just a little different. How's Tyler? My son is doing fantastic. He's still working for RC with the Spurs, but they moved him to Austin, so he kind of is in charge of the day-to-day deal running that G League team. So he's on a good path. I mean, RC has done a lot for him to put him on a good path, and so hopefully he won't screw it up. Which, I know, coming from me, that's probably going to be really hard for him to do, screw anything up. So I've never done that. Yes?
How is Perry doing on staff?
Perry's great. You know, Perry unfortunately had a great deal. He signed in Japan, was going to make the most money he's made, and then he tears his patella tendon, not in one spot, but totally tore it in 2. And surgery went great. He is ahead of schedule, but it's still a 10-month rehab regardless. And so he's breaking film down. He's actually doing a lot of the scouting for us, and the way that we break our film down, he'll like work with one coach and be in charge of that game and do all the editing and all the stuff. So he's learning how to do that stuff. So when he gets out of that, he'll at least have some background, because I'm sure he'll go into coaching. But he's doing great. He's the best. You guys know. You guys raised a great one there. He's fantastic. One more.
What do you think about the incoming recruiting class and the JUCO transfer expansion? Do you think it'll make an immediate impact?
I really think that, you know, this has been a more difficult year, or more difficult 2 years than most, just because of all the distractions that we've had going on, and you know, we haven't run from it, but it's just a fact. It hasn't. But I think we probably salvaged this year and probably had one of the better fall recruiting classes we've had in recent memory. There's been many years we didn't get much done in the fall, And this year, we actually got quite a bit. And Bryce Thompson could be a McDonald's All-American. He's good. The kid Jethro, we got out of Louisville. You know, he's from Haiti, but he in 2 years will be a guy that, you know, everybody's gonna know about. He's just hadn't played much, but he's gonna be terrific. We signed a little kid, Latrell Jostle, out of Fort Worth, which he's okay until you watch him shoot, and he just doesn't ever miss. I mean, he's 5'11", doesn't ever miss, it seems like. So he'll help us, but not too many people talk about him. You know, he's one of those guys like Holly Kersketer that'll be really good. And then the bell cow of the group is a kid named Tyan Grant Foster out of Indian Hills, which is out of Kansas City High School, that I didn't know anything about. I never heard of him. And if we had him now, he'd be our best player. I mean, he's the #1 rated JUCO player in the country. 6'7", he can play point, he can play 4. He's just a ball playing dude. He's a Marcus Garrett that can really score and shoot type of deal. And I don't know if you know Marcus, but he's my favorite. I mean, he's the best ball player we got. If you don't have to, you know, shoot a 3 or 6. Which unfortunately that is part of the game. Hey, last thing, you guys have always been very generous with this. Our team, provides. Well, we don't provide. We shop, after you guys provide, and then we match. I match everything that all the Roundball clubs do collectively to pay for Christmases for people that can't afford it, for families that can't afford it, and so we get their wish list and literally go shop for them based on their wish list, and then we budget it based on we got, let's say, $250 per family, and you budget it a certain way and everything. So you guys have always been very generous in helping us out with that. So I don't know who's handling the money today. Can somebody? Don't give it to Greg. Don't give it to Greg. He hasn't done well on the golf course the last few days. Maybe to pay off the debt. So who's raise your hand? Okay, right there in the back. So if you guys.